what kind of service really works?
The kind of service that brings value to people. Are you good? Like, do you know what you're
Well,
doing?
yes, definitely.
Then you charge what you're worth. What's up, man?
Hey, Evan, my question is, what would be your pro tip for a person making the transition from employee to entrepreneur full time?
Are you making enough part-time to survive?
No, but I have investors. So I have seed capital.
I hate bringing on investors just myself. Like, I want to make money before I'm spending money. So
Yeah, I know
you
that
have to have a high degree of likelihood that your thing is going to work.
Okay.
And relatively quickly, right? Because even with seed capital, that buys you some runway.
Yes.
So now you have 3 months or 6 months or 12 months or 18 months.
Yes.
But then it has to start making money for yourself and now for your investors too.
Yes.
You have a big dream. You want to have a huge impact. You want to change the world. Amazing. And what's the fastest path to making money that is congruent with your mission? And so if you got your seed money and you want to go all in, then you quit your job and you go all in. But it's figuring out from the activities what's going to start generating money so you can pay yourself and pay the investors back too.
Okay. Well, in my case, the good thing is that we've already figured out that part, and that was one of the criteria. We're actually at the position where we have done the evaluation to see that, yes, it will make money after 18 months or after, say, 12 months. And that was one of the inputs in terms of making the decision to go full time.
But it's still a theory.
It is.
Everything looks great on paper. Every business plan makes perfect sense on paper, and then you get out and you start to do it. And so it's just, you don't know until you get out and start doing it. That's why I don't like spending money until I'm making money, because I like testing things in a small way, and then you use money as gasoline, but you already have a fire.
When you say a fire, does it mean that you have to be making some form of revenue? And is the value of that, how big must that revenue be?
So making revenue, yes. And how big must it be? If you need to be making $5,000 a month to survive, I don't know what you need. Say you need $5,000 a month to survive. If you're making $50 a month, you're a long way away from 5,000. It's not nothing, but you're a long way away. If you're making 1,000, then you're not that far away. You know, like you're getting closer. If you're making 3,000, then you're really close. Right? So, like, how far are you? 10% of the way? Are you 50% of the way? How much do you actually need to survive and start paying investors back? If you're less than 10% of the way, then it's great. You're making some money, but you still have a long way to go, and now really quickly because you're bringing on investors. So if you're already half the way, then it's a lot easier.
Okay, thanks.
So what percent of the way are you?
For me, I would say 5%.
Right. So that's a big jump, right? Like,
yes,
go from 5% to 100%, even in 18 months. You know, I'm thinking, okay, I want to try to hit that in 6 instead of 18, just to give myself some buffer and some room. But you might have a plan to get there, but you're not making enough to know if that plan is going to work out or not. And you'll know by going off and doing it. So it's different approaches. Nothing wrong with what you're doing. Taking on investment, what it does is it speeds up your path. And it speeds up your path to success or failure.
Okay.
Right? Maybe it takes you 26 months to get there.
Yeah.
But now you shut down because after 18, you're out of capital. And you don't want to keep going because you don't have money, and now you have investors in the business, and so you end up shutting down. And so it forces a lot of companies to shut down that probably shouldn't shut down because they're on a sped up timeline. But if you get your plan right, you get to success faster too. So that's the battle. So the higher it's good, you're 5% of the way. It's 5% more than 0, where most people are. Most people get seed capital at 0%, just an idea. But you still have a long way to go to get to your 100.
Agreed. And thanks.
There's no one answer. I like getting closer down the path before investing even my own money into stuff, let alone taking on investors into something.
Okay.
But I'm not a high risk kind of guy, so like maybe it all works out and you like the risk and it just makes sense, and you can handle the downside. You know, like so what's the worst case? It fails in 18 months and you have to walk away and do something else.
Yeah.
Is that okay for you? Like, the business might have worked if you gave it 26 months. Your investors may not want to invest in you again or talk to you again, you know, because you lost their money.
Yes.
And as long as that downside is okay, then great, because the upside is great. The upside is amazing. The upside is now you quit your job and you're building a business and you're making an impact and you're selling lots of products and you know, everybody's making tons of money. The upside is easy. It's the downside that if you can handle the downside, then go for it.
All right. Just based on that, I have 2 other questions. Do you mind?
Go for it.
All right. Well, the first thing is, well, one, in terms of how you launch, I know your thing is always make money before you start spending money. So we're starting with a service, and I know you advocate for that. So we're launching that first. The question is, how do you make the transition if it is that the success of the business is reliant on you being able to dedicate more time to it?
Well, if you're going to go full time and quit your job and do it full time, then boom, you've got your extra time.
Yes.
If you want to still do it while you're doing your job, then you figure, okay, I have X amount of hours to dedicate to my business every week. It's not going to be 50, 60, 70 hours a week because you have a job. But is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 15? Like, how many hours a week are you spending on your business? Great. In that, say, 20 hours you're spending a week on your business, what's the highest yield on your time? So, you know, if you're a farmer, you get to pick what crops you grow. Mm-hmm. And if you grow corn, you might make no money. But if you grow tomatoes, you're going to make lots of money. Great, grow tomatoes. Like, you have a limited space to grow on your farm. You have a limited amount of time in your 20 hours to spend. What's going to give you the highest yield? So if you're starting with a service, great. How much are you charging per hour? How do you get more people who are going to pay you that rate? How do you start increasing how much you're getting paid per hour? And then ideally you're making enough from your part-time. For me, what I would do, but I'm super safe, so it may not be what you should do. I would try to, my 20 hours a week work on my business, to make enough money that I could support myself and survive. And then if I'm doing that from 20 hours a week, then I know if I go all in and I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, however much you want to work, you'll make a lot more money. And then you can transition to building a product once you have a steady inflow of service-based income. So It's thinking about the money, the time that you're spending on your business. How do you make sure that it's the highest yield time possible and you're making some good money from it? Okay.
How much time do you typically think you would have to dedicate to actually get to that point where you're making, say, enough money to survive? And as you mentioned, it's just a matter of can you spend, of the 20 hours or 30 hours that you have available per week, can you spend the majority of that on the highest rewarding task?
Yeah, stuff that's going to bring you money and start to make an impact and build your credibility and build momentum, but you got to make money.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just do some other job that you hate. You want to do it for yourself. That's the path to you building your purpose. Just like if I had no money right now.
Yes.
Right? Like I got zero money and I'm trying to build up. Okay, what do I know? What are my skills? How can I help people that I would start to make some money? If everything went to zero, I would start a YouTube consultancy agency.
And that's because you already have that skill set. So starting from zero, given your experience with YouTube, you could launch something like that. What kind of service really works?
The kind of service that brings value to people.
Okay. And I suppose the kind that you have expertise in, such that you're able to bring that value.
Yeah, if you don't have expertise, you can't bring value.
True.
right? So
Yeah.
something that people have a problem with, and you're going to help them solve it. So knowing what I know, I would reach out to any YouTuber who was growing. I wouldn't target brand new people because
Okay.
they probably don't have money and they're not taking it seriously. I would target people who have 10 to 100,000 subscribers and say, hey, I'm starting a new coaching service. I will take you to 1 million subscribers. I'll teach you how to do it. I'll work
Okay.
with you. And if I really wanted money, I say, I'll do it for you. Like I'll do your editing and I'll do your tags and I'll do your titles and thumbnails, and then I would hire people to do that for me. I would start an agency based
Okay.
off of what I know, what I'm skilled at, and what I can help people with. Maybe moving to Instagram next. You know, I'm figuring out Instagram and
I
blowing
noticed.
up there,
I
right?
noticed that.
So that's what I would do, and be direct and go after, because what my main business is going mass. I want to have millions of people,
Yes.
right? I want to have hundreds of millions of people, billions of people. And so I'm not so concerned of selling one-to-one, but if I needed money, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Before worrying about selling to billions of people, I'd be worrying about, okay, I need to get some money. So who am I going to sell my services to right now?
Okay. Thanks much, Evan.
So,
Appreciate
so what are you
that.
gonna do? What's the result? What are you gonna do with all that?
Oh, for me, definitely, my experience is mostly in equities trading as well as investing know-how. I'm also very proficient with social media. So our intention, the intended business that we're looking at is actually doing a digital media agency, but also we're doing independent equity analysis. So let's say, for instance, you
But
are,
that's two different things.
it
That's
is,
like, so wait. So what are you raising the money for? Equity analysis or
equity
digital
analysis,
marketing?
yes. But
So why would you do a digital marketing agency if you want to do equity analysis?
the thing about it is that here there is an opportunity to do digital marketing for other companies, but we've been doing it ourselves for over 2 years and we've built up some expertise in that. So it would be an easy way to not just form relationships with other established companies, but also to bring in some additional income to us. Because in doing equity analysis, the market for that is not as big. And then the returns on it, you don't see it in the short term.
So I would start by doing it like right now. Like I don't
Yes.
know why you need to raise seed capital. It's a service. It's you. What do you need money for equity analysis? It's you diving into details and research, but it's your time. You don't need to raise capital for it. So I would find people who value your service,
Yes.
and you could charge up front if you're good at it. Like if I was starting on YouTube to do a YouTube consultancy, it
Yes.
wouldn't be, hey, pay me when I get you to 1 million subscribers. It'd be pay me $10,000 up front right now for the next month, and I'm going to help you.
Okay.
Are you good? Like, do you know what you're
Well,
doing?
yes, yes, definitely. Definitely.
Well, but then you charge what you're worth,
Okay.
right? So if somebody needs equity analysis and they look at your stuff and they say, man, this guy, Deveroid, is the best at this. I met a guy this morning who bought 20 tickets to my event last night in Salt Lake City. And so I agreed to go meet him and his team to talk about his YouTube channel.
Okay.
I went in. He doesn't know a lot about my YouTube, ninja behind the scenes stuff, and his team didn't really know who I was. Great. But during that conversation, I'm blowing them away with the advice that I have on how they should grow their channel. Everything from content to thumbnails to the SEO of it to creating a schedule, all of it. Workflow, the hacks, all of it. Where I went in, they didn't know much about what I could offer, and they came out saying, holy cow, thank you so much for all the advice. If I wanted to have a service, then I'd say, okay, guys, how about we do this once a month? Pay me $5,000, and once a month I'll come in and I'll help you, and I'll do some analytics on the back end to see how well you guys are doing, give you feedback and suggestions.
Okay.
right? I could have sold them on a consultancy off of one call because I provided a lot of value to them, and it should be obvious. Like somebody should get on a call with you and you spend 20 minutes with them and they understand, holy cow, this guy can really help my business. This guy with his equity analysis, this is exactly what I need right now. And then they pay you for that.
I've had that experience both in the equity analysis space as well as in the digital marketing space.
Okay, but you don't want to do digital marketing. You just think it's an easy opportunity.
Yes, but we have to do it for our business anyway.
No, you don't. You just have to go and do your equity analysis.
Okay, so is it that you would suggest we outsource the digital marketing that we're currently doing for our business?
For the equity analysis business?
Yes.
I think how are you're using Instagram to promote content for equity analysis?
So we use all four platforms. We're big on Instagram relatively. LinkedIn, Facebook. We just started YouTube, and in over a month, it's under 2 months, and we're currently up 130 subscribers. And we're also fairly big on Twitter, especially given the current size of the market. We've also looked at the competitors, and we're pretty much kicking a lot of their asses.
Great. If I'm you, I don't even worry about my digital marketing.
Okay.
Like if it was me doing my YouTube thing, I would not start a YouTube channel talking about how to win on YouTube. I would go talk to YouTubers who I knew that I could help and give them 20 minutes of free value and then say, I have a coaching and consulting business. I can help you.
Okay.
I think you go and you target people who you think that you can help, and you get on a 20-minute phone call with them and you blow their faces off with value, and then they hire you.
Got you.
Instead of trying to build, what you're building is mass.
Okay.
What you're building now is great. We get 120 followers, and then next month is 400, and then it's 1,000, and great. And then that allows you to then build a big brand, and that allows you to eventually sell your e-courses and your products and raise micro capital from 100,000 different people and all that stuff, which is great. But it doesn't pay you anytime soon.
That's true. That's very true.
I want you to get paid.
Understand.
Like, I want to put money in your pockets, and I want you to quit your job and do what you love to do, right? So this is the starting point. I wouldn't worry about digital marketing. I would worry about getting clients. If you are great at equity analysis,
yes,
then I want to go off, find people who need that, talk to 20 people, give them a free 30-minute session, sign up 7 of them for your monthly service, coaching, consulting, analysis, and start making $100,000 a year.
Which we have. So if anybody here is looking for equity analysis, then you can definitely DM me, or you can click on Caribbean Value Investor. We've got that down pat.
Great, but like this is the wrong domain, because the people watching this probably don't want, like, you want to be super targeted in your outreach. You want to find people who you think that you could help, who are like a lot of entrepreneurs who are just starting up. They're not going to be interested in hiring somebody to help them with their equity analysis.
Okay.
So who are the people that you want to be talking to? You want to get into that conversation, half an hour phone call, give them value, and then sell them on your service.
Okay.
And you need 7 people.
That's the formula, right?
Make $100K a year, and you can quit your job.
Got you.
And then worry about digital marketing and building a big brand and building out a firm and having 1 million followers and all of that stuff. But that's such a long road that it's going to take you a long time before you quit your job and can do this full time.
Understood. Understood.
So I would make a list this week of 100 people that you can reach out to who are your ideal target clients, who you think you can really bring a lot of value. Right? I don't know. I'm not the equity. I don't know that market. But if it's going YouTube, I'm looking at everybody who's smaller than me, and I'm gonna write to them. I'm gonna write to I'm going to write to Grant Cardone. I'm going to write to Tom Bilyeu. I'm going to write to Patrick McDavid. I'm going to write to all these guys and say, hey, guys, I'm starting a business. I want to take your channel to 2 million subscribers. I can help you.
Okay.
It'll cost $10K a month. Let's go. Right? And
Yeah.
I'll get some deals because I'm great at that skill. If I said, hey, hire me to do your equity analysis, I wouldn't get a single deal, dude. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well,
But that's it. Go make your list of 100 people
and
offer them to do a call, give them value,
Yes.
and then you'll sign up 8 of them.
Yes.
And then you'll make enough money from that to quit your job. Like you can, if you're that good at equity analysis, you could quit your job in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks, Evan. You've basically just given me the blueprint just now. And I would say that is a blueprint that could be translated to anybody who's looking to start a service-based business using the expert knowledge that they have already.
And I think it's the best way to start. I think before spending time and money on a product that you don't know if it's going to work or not, start in service, especially if you have a job.
Yes, sir.
Like, I want you to get out of your job and I want you to get paid. Like, I want you making 50 to 100K a year as a service-based business, getting paid. So you can quit your job and do your thing full time. And then be at least in the industry you want to be in, and then build your brand to then go off and create products and have millions of followers, if that's what you want. I mean, there's a lot of solo entrepreneur consultants. They make $300,000 a year, and they're good, and they don't want to grow. They never want to have a big ambition to have millions of followers. They're good at that base. Now, I know someone like you want to have a big impact. It's not just about making the money. You want to go do something big, and that's amazing. But the starting point is getting you paid, getting you out of your job, right? You being the expert, and then building up your brand.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Evan. Really appreciate it. You know, so it is literally always a pleasure. Always some really, really valuable insights that I get from speaking to you. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I really, really am grateful to have you and for you being here and all of that. Thank you very much.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.